pale silver blue light bathed the endless frozen expanse. Snowflakes drifted lazily from a sky streaked with lavender and gray, their gentle descent blurring the horizon into a seamless canvas of ice and air. The cold was crisp, carrying the faint tang of pine and the whispered rustle of unseen life. The stillness of the landscape seemed eternal, yet beneath the surface lay a quiet, humming tension. Ulu, a colossal bear whose fur matched the pristine whiteness of the snow, moved with deliberate power down a narrow, icy path. His sheer presence was commanding, a force of nature navigating its dominion. With each step, the ice crunched beneath his enormous paws, leaving behind deep impressions that glistened with frost. Puffs of mist curled from his maw with every exhalation, vanishing into the frigid twilight. He paused, his sharp, intelligent eyes sweeping across the frozen expanse. The faintest flicker of awareness crossed his features, the stillness of his massive frame betraying a deep, unspoken thought. The watcher needs to make up his mind, Ulu rumbled, his voice a low, thoughtful growl that resonated with the weight of the frozen world. A movement on the distant horizon caught his attention. His gaze sharpened, and his lips curled slightly, exposing gleaming fangs. "Oh," he murmured, the deep rumble of his voice tinged with the faintest note of displeasure. "Hunters to my realm." The figures emerged from the horizon, stark silhouettes against the pale snow. Wrapped in leather and furs, they moved with purpose, their makeshift weapons, spears, axes, and bows held at the ready. The hunters' cries pierced the stillness, their words laced with accusation and fervor. Ulu's massive head tilted slightly as he studied them, his expression unreadable. The twilight's glow reflected in his dark eyes, lending them an otherworldly gleam. He planted himself firmly in the path, his towering frame an unyielding barrier. "Why have you come to my winter realm?" he asked, his tone calm but tinged with an undeniable warning. "You will not dance," they shouted in unison, their voices echoing across the tundra. "You cause trance, and we have come to free you from the devil who binds your soul." The hunters closed the distance, their cries intensifying as they brandished their weapons. Ulu sighed, the sound low and deep, resonating through the icy air like a growl of distant thunder. Slowly he rose onto his hind legs, his full height dwarfing the advancing group. The air contracted as Ulu inhaled deeply, pulling the frigid atmosphere into his powerful lungs. Time paused in the stillness that followed, then with a growl that reverberated like the grinding of glaciers, he exhaled. A torrent of frost erupted from his maw, an arctic gale imbued with the raw elemental power. The icy breath swept across the hunters, encasing them in crystalline prisons mid-stride. Their shouts fell silent, replaced by the faint crackling of forming ice. Glittering frost caught the fading light, transforming the path into a tableau of frozen stillness. Lowering himself back onto all fours, Ulu surveyed the scene with quiet satisfaction. A faint smile tugged at the corners of his lips. "Frost breath," he muttered to himself, amused. "My favorite." He stretched, his massive shoulders rolling as he shook off the tension that lingered from the encounter. His breath curled upward, dissipating into the crisp air. He mused, his gaze shifting toward the horizon. "Now that I breathe fresh air." In the distance, the outline of a gate loomed against the twilight, a massive structure of interlocked ice and stone, shimmering faintly with a celestial glow. Ulu's eyes narrowed thoughtfully. "I think it's time for some expansion," he rumbled. With deliberate steps, he began his ascent toward the gate, the offset stairs groaned faintly beneath his weight, each step resonating like a distant drumbeat. Reaching the gate, Ulu grasped a dual-eyed lever at its side, pulling it down with a resounding clack. The gate shuddered, its heavy ice panels groaning as they parted, revealing a glowing path that stretched beyond. "The moon's ritons echo," Ulu murmured, his deep voice taking on a reverent cadence. As the light from the path reflected off his fur, a prismatic aura surrounded him, casting him in a spectral glow. "Aurora Sigialis," he intoned, his voice rhythmic and solemn, "prismatic song of the heavens, the executed waypoint of mystery." Ahead, 3 domes rose from the icy ground, their translucent surfaces encasing stars that flickered brightly. The domes rested atop intricately carved white pillars, standing alone in the barren expanse. Ulu approached with measured steps, his massive form dwarfed by the vastness of the frozen landscape. "Codex of emission," he murmured, his eyes fixed on the pulsing stars within the domes. Yes, secularized, the stars revealed change. The stars shimmered, their light casting faint shadows on the icy ground. The air felt charged, alive with an unseen energy that seemed to hum in harmony with the cosmos. Ulu inhaled deeply, his snout twitching as he detected a faint scent. Turning, his gaze locked onto a block of ice rapidly melting nearby. Beneath the melting surface, a massive fish emerged, its shimmering body lying in a newly revealed pool of water. Ulu approached the pool, his breath visible in the cold air. "Oh," he said softly, watching the fish shift in the water. "It reveals new space. No process is ever dried up." The fish's scales caught the faint light, casting iridescent patterns across the surface of the water. Ulu's expression softened, a mix of curiosity and reverence crossing his features. "By the meta will of the cosmos," he murmured, "there is no land that remains free." The faint sound of dripping water broke the silence, each droplet a subtle reminder of the constant motion of life. Ulu gazed upward, his eyes tracing the celestial patterns etched in the night sky. "The actuation of myth," he said, his voice steady and contemplative. "Though subtle, it reveals the interconnectedness of the entire tapestry." The stars within the domes pulsed brighter, their light growing stronger as if responding to his words. Ulu stepped closer, his fur brushing against the cold air, his voice dropping to a near whisper. The bear in proximity to the EMP, warm from the enduring cold, stellar from the winter eyes. He fell silent, his massive frame motionless as though listening to the faint hum of the universe itself. The wind picked up, carrying with it the scent of pine and distant frost. Ulu lowered his head, inhaling deeply before exhaling in a slow, measured breath. "Notice the land," he said softly, his voice filled with reverence. "Be one with the quantum stars. Rest, you come to meet. Your meaning, the will of the larger view, the macrocosmic word." The frozen wasteland stretched endlessly around him, a canvas of unyielding ice and infinite stars. Yet amidst the desolation, Ulu stood as a sentinel, a living monument to the interconnectedness of all things. Above him, the stars pulsed faintly, their rhythm echoing through the stillness, a timeless song of the heavens.